So as the season draws to a close, the preparation for next season has begun in earnest. As you know, John Mertog has vacated his position as the director of football for Manchester United. Sir Jim Ratcliffe has been meeting the hierarchy or the co-owners of Newcastle United in order to trash out everything that has to do with Dan Ashworth so he can come as quickly as possible to take over the role as sporting director of Manchester United. Irrespective of all the appointments that are yet to, officially commence their duties, the club has still, persisted in planning for next season. And as a result of that, have penciled some players that will be leaving and some players that will be coming in. So we have some news on the transfers and the players that will be leaving and the players that the club has already started work on bringing into the club. We've also got news on Jadon Sancho. Yes, the latest on the Jadon Sancho, who has qualified with Dortmund to the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League. And also our under-18s are champions. We'll be getting you news on that and a few other things that we'll be talking about here on United Today. My name is Kwame. We'll go for a quick turnaround. When we come back, I break down all the news for you here on United Today. Thank you very much for joining us here on United Today. Every day we bring you updates on what's happening around the club here on United Today. So what do we have for you today? As you know, the season has is almost coming to an end. As a result of that, we have to prepare for the next season. Now, Chris Wheeler of the Daily Mail has brought out some news regarding some players that will be leaving the club at the end of the season. As you know, some players would have their contracts coming to an end by the end of the season. United is looking to, refresh or revamp the squad. Currently, we have a very, very unbalanced squad, very aging defense, and some few players whose contracts are running out. And as a result of that, we need to refresh and get some players out of the club and bring in some new players. So according to Chris Wheeler, players whose contracts are ending, of which the club has no plans of retaining their services, will be allowed to leave. So players like Anthony Martial, players like Brandon Williams, players like Rafael Varane, all these players have their contracts coming to an end. Now, if you look at players like Sofiane Amrabat, who joined on a season-long loan with an option to buy from Fiorentina, he's likely to leave the club as well. So that's about 4 names already that are likely to leave. Now, there are other players who have been, put on who are likely to be placed on transfers because some of them have just 1 year left on their contract with the option of it being extended. Players like Aaron Wan-Bissaka has 1 year left on his contract. Victor Lindelof also has 1 year left on his contract. Players like Casemiro have all come out. These are players whose names have all come up. Christian Eriksen, Casemiro. These are players whose names have come up for a possible transfer from the club. As you know, things haven't been very, very much so well with some of these players that have been at the club, like Christian Eriksen. He's been wanting to seek some time away from the club so he could find himself playing a lot more football. He understands the situation he finds himself. He understands that competition is at its very highest and that he's not getting enough playing time, so he'll be seeking a move away. Casemiro, as you know, has been aging and hasn't been himself. He hasn't been the Casemiro we saw of last season. His name has also come up as a potential player that's likely to leave the club as a result of that. Anthony Dos Santos' name is also out, according to Chris Wheeler's name, as some of the players that United are likely to offload should, in case a proper offer comes for these players. So these are some of the names that are likely to depart from Manchester United. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, as we know, has become a subject of of interest for some teams. And the last couple of days, clubs like Inter Milan have all been in the frame wanting the services of Aaron Wan-Bissaka to join their team, or to join them, their fold, to bolster their defense. And it's been also suggested that it's likely that Denzel Dumfries is also likely to join Manchester United in the opposite direction. So these are some of the names, or these are some of the players that are likely, to leave the club. And there are also some players that are on loan, that whose loan are likely to be made permanent. Players like Hannibal Mejbri, Donny van der Beek, as we know, will be coming back. Eintracht Frankfurt has confirmed that Donny van der Beek, they will not be exercising their option of signing Donny van der Beek on a permanent basis. So as a result of that, his contract is, he's likely to look for another club other than stay at Manchester United. Perhaps other people are talking about why not considering cancelling his contract and letting him go, because, as you know, Donny van der Beek has been a complete flop at Man United. 40 million euros signing from Ajax. Nothing has worked out for Donny van der Beek since he played for Manchester United. And it's likely that when he comes back from his loan from Eintracht Frankfurt in Germany, he's likely to leave the club. Also, Mason Greenwood, as you know, it's been a few more issues coming, whether he stays, whether he's going, but reports indicates that it's likely that Mason Greenwood would leave the club through a sale, so that United can get enough money to be able to get into the business. But he staying at the club has also not been completely ruled out. A decision has not finally been made on Mason Greenwood yet. So all of these are still some of the decisions that the team, the recruitment team, and the club's hierarchy are yet to make a firm determination on. Hannibal Mejbri, Alvaro Fernandez, all of these, Facundo Pellistri, all these are players on loan who United will be looking to sell in order to raise money to be able to, help the club. Now, I have not made mention of Jadon Sancho yet, because there is a special news. According to Peter Hall, he believes that Jadon Sancho thinks that if Erik ten Hag is to leave the club, he believes that there is some sort of a future for him at Man United. So he's not ruling out completely his stay at Manchester United, and all is dependent on whether Erik ten Hag will still be at the helm of affairs at United or not. Now, the technical director coming in from Southampton, known as Jason Wilcox, has had a relationship with Jadon Sancho before, and as a result of that, there is this link being drawn that because Wilcox has had a relationship, or has had Sancho under his wings before, it is very likely that when he comes, he's likely to help integrate Sancho back. That's if Ten Hag is no more with the club and a new coach or a new appointment has been made. So that's also some bit of news coming in with regards to Jadon Sancho and whether he will be staying. I don't want to pass my personal judgment on the issue of Jadon Sancho, because I feel he crossed the line so many times, and I feel that if the club is to make a decision, he should make a firm decision to sell Jadon Sancho. Still not applying himself very well. We hope that his loan at Dortmund ends successfully, so we can get a very substantial amount from him for a transfer fee. Now, let's get some of the players that are likely to come in. Jean-Claude Todibo, as you know, a lot of suitors are now backing off because they believe that Todibo is very likely to join Manchester United, given the connection with OGC Nice and then Manchester United being owned by the same group or the same individual, Sir Jim Ratcliffe. So a lot of things, or a lot of people, a lot of clubs are backing out from, are not making further inquiries with regards to Jean-Claude Todibo, because they believe that he's a subject to a transfer to Manchester United. So that's it with regards to the transfers and all. But something great has happened to our under-18s and in their league that they played and they were outstanding. They've been amazing in qualifying or in winning the northern part of the league. Now they played 23 matches, and guess what? They scored 76 goals, conceded 25 goals, 19 wins, 2 draws, and just 1 defeat. That's outstanding. And they've had some very quality players coming through. Shia Lacey, Chris Amas, you can name them. The Fletcher twins are all in there. Biancari that we signed from the Welsh striker that we signed to join our academy. So the under 18s have gone through some sort of transformation, and the kind of football that they've played so far has been amazing. And kudos to the coach Adam Lawrence and the academy director Neil Cox for the outstanding work that they've done with this under 18s. We've seen some great potentials in there that are likely to make their progression into the senior team or through the under 21s and then later on to the senior team. We've seen a few of the players also make the bench this season. Chris Amas also making his appearance. He's not made appearance on the pitch, but he's been on the bench in the last couple of games, the game against Liverpool and also the last game that we played against Bournemouth at the Vitality. So congratulations to under 18s. They now meet Chelsea, who are also champions of the Southern Zone. So the two of them will come together, and then the national champion for the under 18s will be determined. And it's something great for the under 18s. It means that something great is being done at the foundational level for Manchester United. All right, so that's it with regards to that. Now, if you remember, the task force that was put together to, check or do a feasibility study with regards to the redevelopment of Old Trafford, have submitted their report, commenced their report, and the man who chairs this task force is the man called Sir Sebastian Coe, and he's provided a very interesting update on what is being done so far with regards to the work that they are going to do. I mean, they've had their first official meeting, and it's been interesting. Also, the chief operating officer of Manchester United also was at the Bernabeu to go see the work that Real Madrid have done so far with regards to, how they were able to, put together the new Bernabeu that has become the talk of Europe. I mean, with regards to one of the best stadiums that we are seeing in Europe. If you remember their game against Man City, they had to cover the whole stadium, and that was a spectacle. So the team from United have been there to see exactly how these things are being, shaped. Now, let me read to you what Sir Sebastian Coe put together. He said that yesterday I chaired the first meeting of Old Trafford's regeneration task force to kick off a conversation about how the development of the world-class football stadium for the north of England can deliver social and economic benefit for the region. Now, at the London 2012 Olympics, I saw firsthand how sport can be a powerful driver of urban regeneration, and I'm excited to be part of this project. This meeting marked the start of the multi-stakeholder process to explore options for the stadium and then the surrounding area. So he goes on to say a lot of things, but the meeting has begun in earnest. It is a feasibility. It is just trying to get information as to how important it is for us to put together this facility, not just meant for football, but a facility that would serve the local community, businesses, and everyone around, and create more economic opportunities for people around. I mean, because if you listen to the vision for Sir Jim Ratcliffe, he's not looking at just building a stadium. He's looking at putting together an edifice that will serve multi-purpose, that when you go to watch a game, it's not just going to watch football, but you're going to have an experience a whole sporting experience. All right, so that's basically that. So that's what Sir Sebastian Coe has begun. So the work has begun. We'll be reporting to you as and when all of these issues, develop here on United Today. So that's how we draw the curtain for today's edition of United Today. We'll be in action this weekend against Coventry City at Wembley for the FA Cup semi-final. Our only shot to a silverware this season in England. Well, so that's how things are. The players are back in training and all of that. Tomorrow we bring to you United Everything Football Podcast. We have a special guest. So we'll be discussing everything in detail as to how the season has been so far and issues regarding some of the key points that we picked up in the game against Bournemouth, and look forward to the game and every other issue here on United Today. Have a great time. We'll see you on the next one. My name is Kwame. Enjoy yourself. Bye-bye.